Ready? November 20th, 2014, and my associate Tony and I are here with our client Mitch, and Mitch was charged with malicious punishment of a child. And Mitch is here to talk today about his experience in selecting a lawyer, as he interviewed several lawyers before he made a decision, as well as how we worked the case for him and what type of results we obtained. Go ahead, Mitch.
I did interview with several different lawyers. It was 3 or 4. I didn't get a lot of confidence from the first 2, I believe. One lawyer actually pretty much told me I should just plan on plea bargaining it out. He really didn't feel like looking into it that much. And through advertisements, I heard about Ryan's firm, gave him a call, was blown away. I got a call, actually a message that he'd call me in an hour. Within the hour, I got a call back. We spent about 45 minutes right there then, and I gave him the basics, and we set up a time that I could come down to his office and meet with him. He reiterated, wanted to hear the story again, and said that he thought he could help me. He has all the pieces of the pie that you need to win a case, I believe, and basically played those hands piece by piece, from investigators that he has that works directly for him, to winning motions, filing the right motions that we needed to win to get the information to be able to show the prosecutor that, hey, this is a faulty charge, I didn't do it at all, and all that information he was able to just slowly rise to the top and feed it to the prosecution and say, here's another reason Mitch is innocent. There was a witness that completely lied. His investigator met with her, got her to tell the complete truth. She recanted 100%. That evidence was then moved over to the prosecutor to say, hey, here's more. We've obviously took a couple times of them asking for them to drop the case, but finally we did get a complete drop of the case, which makes me ecstatic. I'm a father first, and a couple kids at home, and we were all very, very, very excited. A big weight off my shoulders. Between these 2 guys, I felt like I was taken care of. They answered the phone, they answered my questions, and they didn't make me feel dumb, like that was a dumb question to ask, because they understand that people don't do this for a living. People don't run out, well, some people do, but most of their clients don't run out and get in trouble all the time. We have questions, and they're like, just ask, and we'll tell you how it's going to go. So I felt like I understood which direction we were going the whole time, and what the benefits and downsides of going in that particular direction was. So basically, I was always in the loop from start to finish, and that was the most important, because attorneys, even if you don't hire these guys, attorneys in general are expensive. And I felt if I'm paying that money, I should be in the loop, and that's what they did. Is they kept me in the loop. They kept me knowing this is what we're shooting for. We want to win on this motion because that'll help us over here. And me knowing that helped me sleep a little better at night, even though I had a looming charge over my head. So thank you very much, guys. I couldn't have done it without him or him. They saved me. Freedom right there, dropped.
And we're here to help, so a lot of credit goes to our associate Tony here. One of our core values at my law firm is tenacity, and what that requires is turning over every stone, even going the extra mile, even if perhaps other lawyers wouldn't look in those places. So we decided to go unearth other social services records from a whole different county and subpoena those and take time pouring through those, and then those led to obtaining transcripts that Tony went through, and then we brought what's called a parity motion and asked the judge to order, over the prosecution's objection, the government to give us access to additional medical and psychological records, and we were able to prevail in that motion as well. And then finally using our private investigator bill to obtain other interviews and other information. And once we brought all of that together in several waves, we kept feeding information to the prosecution in our packet in order to say, look at this case, it isn't what you were led to believe this case was, and it ought to be dismissed, and if it won't be dismissed, we're going to go to trial. And we filed all of our pre-trial motions and our trial motions in order to take this case to trial. And literally at the 11th hour, the government did dismiss the charges, which was a huge matter because there was a no contact order out there, And convictions like malicious punishment of a child will lead to things like a father or a parent not being able to chaperone any children at any school event, or perhaps not even going on school grounds, not to coach youth athletics, to volunteer for Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, those sorts of things. It can be a ban on employment, and it can be a bar to even travel activities, family activities, or even living in some situations in apartment buildings, condominiums, or anything else where you need to pass a background check.
It's so many aspects of life. It affects that you just don't even think about. Mark on your, this wasn't even a felony, but it's still a nasty mark that you just can't afford to have on your record whatsoever. So I would suggest anybody, if you find yourself in an awful situation like this, not just to hire a lawyer. Don't just go to the guy in the town you live in. There's way better options out there. I'm not saying that the guy in the town you live in isn't a quality attorney, but there are higher quality attorneys out there, and you want the best. Sometimes you have to pay for the best, and that's the way it goes, but you'll get the outcome if you go to the right attorney, and that's our outcome right there. Is it no trial between their investigation and their winning my motions that the state fought. We got the information. They were able to use that information to say, hey, here's the proof that basically you weren't willing to look at. They had to force the fact. They won. The proof came out, and I got a win out of it.
So if you have more questions, you can find us on Ryan Pacyga, and that's Anthony Bussa, and we're at arrestedminnesota.com or 612-339-5844.
Thanks, bud.
Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Good.